Honestly, there are some videos I see and it's quite funny because why is it that now why people are saying they don't know how to protest? Why? You people don't know how to protest, but you people actually flooded the streets of Minneapolis, right? And why they are literally saying this is because they want black people to come out and teach them, show them how to protest. Black people don't know how to protest as well. We all do not know how to protest, honestly. Because the more you people are trying to put effort to see black people outside there, the more black people we keep telling you guys that we are not coming out to protest for your sake. A lot of things happen behind the scene that nobody talked about. But because it is concerning the same hand that you people actually thought it was going to feed you people, and now that his hand is biting you, you're not saying we don't know how to protest. The only people, the only solution is black people. Quit that. Quit that blasphemy, honestly. But anyways, I'll allow you guys to watch this video, especially my sweet black American. This is an important video for everybody to watch, right? You guys know that I don't just bring videos. I bring important things that matters. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it, subscribe. Like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. Disclaimers, this is just for educational purpose, not to cut a rough on anyone's shoulder. With that being said, let's dive right into this video. I'll be back with commentaries. Let's go watch.
You hear me? They know how to protest. They know how to protest when it's against us. They know how to organize when it's against us. They know how to burn our communities down. They know how to shoot at us, kill us. They know how to do everything when it's against us or against the system when it ain't about them. They know how to do it. Don't believe nothing they say. If they get in your comments talking about it's us and we don't need to do anything, because this ain't never been about we. Not never. It's always been us against them. And now that them is turned against them, now it's we. No. We all know black people, we don't like we. Who is we? Who is we? Y'all know we don't like that. But don't believe nothing they say. And don't y'all get out in them streets. They know how to protest. They can ban books and ban schools and ban history and do all kinds of things to protest against their history being known, against our history being known. They can protest a million things when it's against us. But now that they need to protest for the issues that they have caused, and all of a sudden they don't know how to do it. No. Don't believe it for 1 minute. They know what they're doing. They want us and our bodies to get out there, to be the sacrificial lambs, to be the mammies, the mules. But we're not doing it. So don't y'all get out in them streets and don't believe nothing they say. They know how to protest.
The black community was right. And they've always been right. And if we could push aside, the Latino community, we could push aside our racism, our colorism, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here because they have been warning us about what's going on. And your empathy was not there for the black community. It wasn't. So now that it's happening to us, now you get it. Now you see where they're coming from. Now you see the similarities. And I really hope that there comes a time where my people truly wake up, because the black community is fucking strong. They're smart. They have learned their history. And they try to tell us. They try to teach us. Black women have tried to tell us. 92%ers tried to fucking tell us. Granted, I listened. My ears were open. But a lot of my Latino community was like, okay. And I truly hope that, yes, it sucks that we are here and that things are so ugly. But I hope that we are learning and we're growing. And it's okay to be wrong and to admit it and to try to do better next time. Next time we vote, next time something happens to somebody who is part of the black community, because now we know what the fuck it feels like.
This is a big deal that ICE killed a white woman.
I was just so shocked that it's
they did that to a white woman.
I feel like part of the reason people are shocked about ICE killing a white woman is because they don't understand the layers that exist within white supremacist groups. The alt-right, white supremacists, anyone over there, anyone on that side of conservatism, hates liberal white women just as much as they hate everyone else. In fact, I won't say they hate them more, but I will say they hate them in a very specific, psychosexual, misogynistic, vengeful, resentful type of way. Because they see liberal white women, progressive white women, as traitors. Traitors to their race, traitors to their white fathers, traitors to their potential white husbands and boyfriends, traitors to the systems they're supposed to uphold. And traitors are killed before enemies, because traitors are more dangerous. A traitor can walk among you. A traitor is on the same ship as you, drilling holes in it, while your enemy is across the sea coming toward you. Renee Good wasn't a Republican stay-at-home mom. Renee Good wasn't a Republican mouthpiece telling women they should stay in the kitchen while she does the complete opposite. Renee Good was a white woman, yes, but a progressive lesbian. She's not allowed to sit over there. She's not part of their pack. They don't like her. They don't like her wife. They don't like her kid, or anything their existence represents to them. They don't see killing her as killing one of their own. They see her almost worse than they see an other. Additionally, the privilege white women have is, yes, being stereotyped as pure and dainty, always the victim, etc. There are a lot, of course. But they also have the stereotype of being connected to white men of power. Systems don't want to hurt white women because there is the belief a wealthy white husband or father who can sue or has the connections to do worse will retaliate on their behalf. Historically, there has been a high consequence for upsetting white women. And while that stereotype is still applied to liberal white women, mainly ones who meet a certain aesthetic, think coastal elites, it's much less assumed and applied to rural white women. Remember when everyone said Ballerina Farms was cosplaying as poor because she lived on a farm? Because they didn't know that farms and livestock were expensive? And again, leftist white women or progressive white women, LGBTQ white women. If this was a shooting of a white woman in Upper East Side Manhattan, it would be much more surprising.
This girl just made this video talking about black people who don't go out to protest are class traitors. And she then followed up with, well, do you know what the consequences of that are going to be? Do you know what the punishment is going to be when we go against, when we go up against them? And it's like, no, I don't know what the punishment will be. Tell me what the punishment will be. What will the punishment be for black people and for those who chose not to go out and protest over the past few days? What will the punishment be? You going to send us, when y'all get power, y'all going to send us to a camp? Is that what is y'all going to tell people to line up against the wall? What exactly will the punishment be for class traitors in America? What will the punishment be? You going to cast people out? Who going to decide that? Who going to decide that? Who are going to be the ones? Who's your troikas? Right? Who are the people that you going to send out? Who's going to be part of your NKVD? Who's going to do the work? Where you going to have your one of your mini camps to put the class traitors? I genuinely want to know this stuff, because like when y'all say these things, I be wanting to know.
Address something, and this is gonna probably rub some people the wrong way and maybe upset some people, but here's the thing. In this whole situation with Renee Good, she was a white woman who was murdered by a federal agent, and we have seen protests over her killing. And some people in the black community who feel marginalized by the atrocities that have happened in their community at the hands of law enforcement feel like white people never stand up for them, but black people always stand up for incidences like Renee. And I just want to say, listen, I understand the emotional situation, but you have to look at reality. White people in this country have been standing up for black people to their own detriment in many cases for hundreds of years. The Revolutionary War took the lives of 320,000 white Americans who were fighting to free black Americans. And in the civil rights movement, there's so many millions of white people who supported that, who were there with them. And today we have white people like me who say racism, bigotry is wrong and it must be eradicated from our society in order for us to have a good society. So I understand the history of it, and I understand the emotional pain of it. I do. I get you. I'm with you. And I'm not blaming you for feeling this way. I'm not. This isn't a criticism of you. What I am going to say, though, is when you say no white people ever do anything, you're discrediting the sacrifice of millions of white people who stand with you. And though we cannot compare our sacrifice to yours, what we can do is stand together. So don't discredit that, because when you put negativity out there, you end up dissuading people from standing with you. Instead, put positivity out there. Encourage more white people to stand with you. That we should all stand together. An attack on the Somali Muslim community should outrage African American Christian community as much as it does the Muslim community. This is how we overcome and defeat Nazis and racism and bigotry. We do it with positivity and unity. That is what we need. It doesn't matter if Renee was white. If she'd have been black, Latino, whatever, we all need to have the same response. How do you feel about this? I want to address something, and this is going to probably rub some people the wrong way and maybe upset some people. But here's the thing. In this whole situation with Renee Good, she was a white woman who was murdered by a federal agent. And we have seen protests over her killing. And some people in the black community who feel marginalized by the atrocities that have happened in their community at the hands of law enforcement feel like white people never stand up for them, but black people always stand up for incidences like Renee. And I just want to say, listen, I understand the emotional situation, but you have to look at reality. White people in this country have been standing up for black people to their own detriment in many cases for hundreds of years. The Revolutionary War took the lives of 320,000 white Americans who were fighting to free black Americans. And in the civil rights movement, there's so many millions of white people who supported that, who were there with them. And today we have white people like me who say racism, bigotry is wrong and it must be eradicated from our society in order for us to have a good society. So I understand the history of it, and I understand the emotional pain of it. I do. I get you. I'm with you. And I'm not blaming you for feeling this way. I'm not. This isn't a criticism of you. What I am going to say, though, is when you say no white people ever do anything, you're discrediting the sacrifice of millions of white people who stand with you. And though we cannot compare our sacrifice to yours, what we can do is stand together. So don't discredit that, because when you put negativity out there, you end up dissuading people from standing with you. Instead, put positivity out there. Encourage more white people to stand with you. That we should all stand together. An attack on the Somali Muslim community should outrage African American Christian community as much as it does the Muslim community. This is how we overcome and defeat Nazis and racism and bigotry. We do it with positivity and unity. That is what we need. It doesn't matter if Renee was white. If she'd have been black, Latino, whatever, we all need to have the same response. How do you feel about this? Follow for more.
In short, dear white people, no. I saw this on Threads, and I want to add to it a little bit. I just want y'all to know that when y'all say stuff like this, this is equivalent to, I have black friends, or this is equivalent, and this is equivalent to, I don't see color. Right? When you say stuff like this is slave owner mentality. Black people, you've made your point. First of all, you've made your, don't say, what? Okay, that's a little egregious. Change in America can't happen without black folks. We need y'all back in the fight. Please and thank you. As if we're supposed to now rush because y'all are tired of the bullshit that we once warned you about. Mind you, Kamala Harris's entire campaign was based on, hey, vote for me or else this is going to happen. So it's not like we didn't give y'all a warning. It's not like we have been warning. It's not like we have been saying stuff for forever to y'all, right? But now we're supposed to rush and try to like help the country gather itself because you're tired. No, the answer is no. This is slave owner mentality. Why? Because this is the same manner in which a slave owner was able to gather slaves. Oh, shoot, we need to take over a country. And we can't do it on our own. But we know black people are strong. We know black people have this type of capabilities. We know that if we have them, we can make them do these things for us because we cannot do them on our own. And so what did y'all do? Y'all went over. Y'all grabbed us. Y'all took us. Y'all experimented on us. Y'all ate us. I will never get over that. Y'all ate us. Y'all took our teeth and put it in yours. You experimented with medicines on us. Still to this day, we are enslaved in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if you've heard of the new Jim Crow law, but prison was set up for us to enslave us, black people. It just happens to have other criminals in there because people are going criminal. Criminals are going to criminal, right? But when you say stuff like this, it's not going to hit with us. Now, I'm only addressing this because I have so many new white followers that are like, oh my gosh, we're in support of you going to school. You know, I want to go to law school because honestly, I want the tides to turn. Mostly for my family. I don't want my niece and nephews to have to grow up in a world where they are not respected, not loved, not seen, not heard. And then we're back in the 20s, the 30s, the whatever. Right? I don't want my niece and nephews to have to experience that. I don't want my family members to have to just continue to go through all of the bullshit that's happening. But we are not here to save y'all. Y'all have to. And just like she said at the end, until white people decide white supremacy is kicking their ass too, white supremacy will remain intact. And that is exactly what is currently happening. There is white supremacy all up and through our current administration. From the White House to the Congress to the Senate. So no, I'm personally not saving y'all. I just don't want my family to have to go through the bullshit. And in turn, that is going to help y'all because I can't just do it for them. Specifically, if I want to make laws and policy and stuff, it's going to affect more than just my family members. But specifically, it is for them. And so it would be nice if y'all are like, oh shit, maybe I'm going to law school. Maybe I'm going to try to make the tides turn. Maybe I'm going to do something as a white person to help everybody else around me. Because as history shows and as present day shows, black people ain't going to be heard anyway. I know we all love Jasmine Crockett. She's amazing. I love her work. Absolutely love her. But she's a black woman, and I would not be surprised if she does not get that seat. Until white people decide that white supremacy is kicking their ass too.
You know what I don't get and what I don't understand? It's like we all know there's a lot happening right now in this country. But for some reason, the black people will always be called out. Apparently, black people are not mad enough. Black people are not being included or stepping up enough. Black people are not mad enough. And I don't want to go there, but I feel like the only reason people are so furious right now is because for once in a freaking lifetime, it's affecting them. You didn't mind voting. Like, looking at those voting numbers, the YT husbands and the YT wives or YT women were voting for him. Granted, not every YT people are like that. Black people are just minding their business, right? Now we're not doing enough. Like, why can't we just all just focus on what we need to do? The country's shit, but we all trying to get through it. So let's not start calling people out because now it happens to y'all. Now all of a sudden we're not taking it seriously.
These people aren't mad enough is because it's hard for them to be mad at themselves about something they know that they caused. Have you ever had one of your kids that act just like you and it's hard for you to parent the you out of them? Same concept. See, they know that they caused this. They know that they campaigned for it. They asked for it. They wanted it. They love him. They have the same morals and values that he does. What they didn't anticipate was him turning on them. See, they thought that all of the racism and hate would stay on people of color and black people. They thought that ICE was only going to go to our communities. You know, the Mexican community. They thought all that wrath that he has, they thought that it was going to be against us, black people and people of color. So the fact that ICE and all of the issues related to Felon 47 and the stuff he's doing is affecting them too is mind-boggling for them. They did not expect that. They did not anticipate that. So now to have to get out in these streets and protest something that they really ain't totally against for real. You know, it's just, they're against it because now it affects them. Now it's not on us, it's on them. They can't rationalize this away. They can't lie this away. See, because all of this is in HD. They can see it live. They see the lies coming out day after day after day after day. The contradictions, they see it all. And they can no longer lie to themselves. And they upset about it. So no, they ain't mad enough because they can't get mad about them doing what they do.
The fact that we even exist is honestly a miracle. Like, we technically have ancestors that go all the way back to single-celled organisms. So we have human ancestors, and I feel like that's what we just automatically think about when we think about ancestry. But technically, we have apes that we evolved from. So those would technically be our ancestors as well. But the thing with that is, we didn't just evolve from apes, because apes evolved from something as well. So it goes all the way back billions of years to literally our ancestors being self-replicating single-celled organisms. And you just have to think about, after the fact that these single-celled organisms were splitting in half, and once it became an organism that had two parents, all of the sperm that goes to the egg in order to create the next set of offspring, there's such a slim chance of that being you. So all of those different generations and ancestors had to do exactly the perfect thing in order for you to even exist here today. And like, yes, we think about human ancestors, but if we're thinking about evolution, we have ancestors all the way back billions of years ago to single-celled organisms. So the fact that we are even here is honestly a miracle. There are so many different possibilities in order for you to even exist, and each and every single possibility was perfect, and that's why you are here on this earth experiencing this current experience. Like, that is wild to me. It's almost like it kind of seems impossible for us to even exist because the chances are actually so slim if you go back all the way to the first organisms that we would have started off our evolution from. You know what I mean? Like, that's wild. The Y chromosome is slowly disappearing, and honestly, that makes sense. I've already been thinking that the Y chromosome is a defect because an X and an X for female makes sense and it appears to be stable, but an X and a Y appears that one of the chromosomes literally like has a leg broken off of it, which would be the Y chromosome. So the Y chromosome is literally slowly disappearing. And genuinely, I kind of feel like that's the universe, like, just naturally course correcting itself. We've lived in this patriarchal system for too long, and I feel like it's starting to lean towards a matriarchy for the survival of this planet, literally. Like, I feel like it's down to this planet's survival being the reason why the Y chromosome is slowly disappearing, and in 11 million years, it could completely vanish. And that just makes sense to me. It truly does. I feel like X and X actually look equal, and it doesn't look like, you know, something's wrong with that. X and a Y, that doesn't feel as balanced, you know? So I just feel like maybe nature is returning to the natural order of things because we've lived in this man-made patriarchal structure for so long that the universe is basically trying to correct itself and lead us towards matriarchy. Lead us to women actually being the people in power within this world. I feel like that's where the natural power actually is. And the current power dynamic is unbalanced. And it's like not the natural way that things occur if, we weren't inside of this patriarchal system. So that's why I feel like it's kind of, making sense as to why the Y chromosome would be disappearing slowly.
This message is for white people. So when I grew up, my mom would always try to wake me up and get me ready so that I could get on the school bus on time. And then some days I would just oversleep or I would ignore her because I wanted that extra fucking sleep because it was just so cozy and comfortable and I just felt so good while I was sleeping. And then ultimately I'd miss the bus and then my mom would cuss me out, get me dressed, and have to drive me to school. But she's cussing me out the whole fucking way there because she told my ass to get up. That is me as a black person participating in anything political right now because we told you niggas to get the fuck up. You niggas did not want to get up. You niggas was so fucking comfortable. It was, oh, sleepy. Oh, 5 extra minutes. 5 extra minutes. You bitches wanted 5 extra minutes so bad you got it. Y'all wanted 5 extra minutes so bad. You got the 5 fucking extra minutes. Now we driving you bitch ass niggas to school and we barely want to fucking drive y'all. Y'all wanted 5 extra minutes and y'all got the shit. Now we barely want to drive you niggas to school and we cussing y'all ass out the whole fucking way because we told y'all ass to get the fuck up and y'all didn't want to get up. You niggas didn't want to get up. Y'all wanted 5 extra minutes so fucking bad. You got it. Congratulations. This is the fucking country you have. Now they killing y'all ass. Now y'all actually care. What the fuck? 5 extra minutes. That's all y'all fucking wanted. So just know, while anything I'm politicating in right now, I barely want to be there, bro. Because we told you niggas so fucking long ago. And you niggas did not care because it wasn't happening to y'all on a mass level. It was happening to us, so it was fucking cool. Fuck y'all.
Who needs to hear this and it's white people. This is not the first or the last time that shit is getting scary. It is perfectly possible to fight the urge to fight with people in the comments who are correcting your behavior. This is not the first time ICE has murdered somebody. This is not the first time you've seen excessive force from the police. This might be the first time you feel enraged by it though, and that's something for you to interrogate. This might be the first time you're posting repeatedly about it. Again, something for you to interrogate. This might be the first time you see your friends getting upset. Something for you to interrogate. Might be the first time you're hearing say her name. It's in the wrong context. Something for you to interrogate, not to get fucking enraged by. The opportunity for education is right there, but you're choosing to argue with somebody in the comments who's probably been upset for years about the shit that you're trying to shine light on. Some of y'all are late, loud, and wrong. Get more.
You know, black Americans are the only group that fights back against white supremacy. No other group fights back against white supremacy. Every other group tries to thread the line and not say too much. You go through Vivek Ramaswamy's comic section and it's just white people telling him to go back to India, that they don't want him here, calling him a G. You go through FBI Director Kash Patel's comic section on Twitter and it's them doing the same thing, telling him to go back to India. He shouldn't be here. He shouldn't have the job. He's DEI. You know, we're the only, even the Indians don't fight back, the Hispanics don't fight back, the Asians don't fight back. Black Americans are the only group that fights back against white supremacy. It's always been like that. I think it will always be like that. And that's just what it is. No one else does, everyone else just puts their hands up and says, okay, cool, you're white, so this is just how it has to be. It's awful to see. Because I was just looking at Kash Patel's comment section this morning, and I'm just like, why is he just letting white people talk to him like this? But then again, on that side, that's what you have to do. You have to just let white people just berate you and destroy you and tell you ain't shit and you don't say nothing back.
Anyways, welcome back, guys. And honestly, the truth is, these people literally want black people to be out there. So that is why no matter how they're trying to bring their blasphemy into the position, I will still keep telling black Americans, do not move, to be honest. Because I can tell you for a whole fact that a lot of people happened that nobody said anything. A lot of things happened that a lot of white folks were supposed to talk. They were supposed to advocate and be like, it is not supposed to be like that. But they never said anything. They made it look like we never understood the depth of what America is all about. They made it look like one of the most beautiful things that has literally happened in their life is for them to have their so-called white privilege. Now they are now shocked that the moment it happened to a white person, it becomes a problem. And one of the things that shocked them most is the death of Renee. Right? I'm sorry. I'm not saying that her death was an interesting one to me. I did a full video about it where I talked about the trauma and every single thing about that video. But at the end of the day, I get to find out that there were a lot of people that actually took place that the news never covered it. Nobody never knew what it's all about. And this is now when you are now seeing massive protests in Minneapolis, where a lot of them were coming out to protest. Oh, we want to leave. Immigrants are welcome here, blah, blah, blah. And now it is now more intriguing that they are trying to drag black people into their mess, into their fight, into their battle. The battle that was literally not meant for black people. Honestly, it was never our battle. It was not meant for us. In fact, black people are not even supposed to participate in anything regarding this at all. Because I remember when black people were coming out to protest, when black people were coming out to air out, when black people were coming out to say, this particular decision you guys are planning to take is definitely not going to help you, but nobody listened. Everybody literally were doing what they felt was okay for them. Everybody were doing what they felt it is just the best for them at the moment. But the moment they now realize that it is not only affecting black people, because I can tell you for a whole fact that if this thing was to be affecting most black people, honestly, some of these white folks will never talk. I'm not saying all of them. Some of them will never say a word about it. The plan allegedly is for most of these things to be targeted towards the black people. But the moment God is now changing it, God is turning it around, they're now realizing that if we keep quiet, this thing is not only going to affect black people, it is also going to affect us. So the only thing we need to do is to tell black people to come out, let's protest, because we do not know how to protest. The only people that can save us, you can see stupid videos like that. People screaming, white folks coming here to scream and say, oh, the only people that can save us are black people. Black people are the only people that understood. Black people are the only people that do this. But you knew all of these things, but you never listened when they were telling you. It is now that the reality is not getting done on everybody. Everybody is now seeing that this thing is not only going to affect one side, though. This thing is a general thing. That is when every single person now wants to start having a wake-up call. But I'm happy because black people, as at this point, they are taking their back seat, and of which the back seat is just the best thing for them to literally take. I can tell you for a whole fact that what they need right now is to keep taking that particular back seat. Because at the end of the day, what is the point of taking the front seat? When it is affecting you, nobody will literally take any seat from you. In fact, everybody will pretend as if they do not know what is happening. Because why? It is for black people. It is for black community. Black community can deal with it. They can stand with it. They can survive on it. Anyways, let me know what you think about this video. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments. And lastly, do not forget to share. And just for disclaimers, this is for educational purposes only, okay? Educational purposes, nothing more, nothing less. That is why I always want me and you to interact in the comment section. So I would really, really love to get every single thought in the comment section. And I want to say very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. Thank you so much for staying stick and hook me to the end of this video. And yes, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like what I say in my videos. I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.